Bowling is a wonderful game enjoyed by people of all ages all over the world. But to really enjoy the game, you need to get started with the proper techniques. And on this program, I'm going to teach you those techniques. We're going to start with the dimensions of the lane from the foul line to the pins, 60 feet. The width of the lane is approximately 42 inches. Now I'm going to go out and show you the rangefinders and give you a little brief demonstration of what they're used for. As I mentioned, from the foul line to the pins, it's 60 feet. The rangefinders are only 15 feet from the foul line. The reason for having the rangefinders is because it's much simpler to hit a target this close to you than it is to look all the way at the pins and try to hit that target. And later in the program, we'll demonstrate exactly how to use the rangefinders to the most advantage for the bowler. Most bowling centers are equipped with rental shoes and balls that are available for your use. However, to really enjoy the game to its maximum, you should get your own pair of bowling shoes and your own bowling ball. You can go to the pro shop in the bowling center. They have a professional ball driller that'll fit you properly so that the ball feels very comfortable on your hand. You enjoy the game to its maximum and you score at your best. There are three basic approaches that bowlers use: the 3-step approach, the 4-step approach, and the 5-step approach. What I'm going to use for instructional purposes to teach you the proper approach is the 4-step approach. Now, for the proper distance from the foul line for your beginning stance, you start here facing away from the pins, take 4 normal steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another half a step to give you enough room to slide at the foul line when you go into your last step. Here, then you turn around, face the pins, and you're in your proper stance to get started to the foul line. All right, now that we know how far back from the foul line you have to be, the next step, of course, is to line yourself up side to side. Now, the way we do that is to use the second arrow for our target all the time now on your strike ball. Point straight down the lane with your hand. Look to see where you're standing when that hand is straight down the lane. That's your starting position. Always return to this position for your strike ball, using these dots as a reference point. Now, we get the bowling ball. Return to that starting position, very important. Stand with your knees slightly flexed and relaxed, your upper body straight. Hold the bowling ball about waist high out in front of you like this, with most of the weight in the opposite hand, so that this relaxes your bowling hand. You can then swing the ball freely from the shoulder. The proper position for your fingers and your thumb in the bowling ball now before you go into your release is to have them between 3 and 6 o'clock on the dial. This gives you a good release position, a good rotation on the ball when it goes into the pins for maximum strike power. Now you're ready to roll the ball. Remember to be completely relaxed. Push the ball straight out with the first step, 2, 3, 4, and you strike. Let's see that again in slow motion. And you strike. We'll reverse the picture and see that right-handed. All right, now let's go over it one more time, very briefly, so we make sure you've caught everything I've said. Pay close attention now. We're going to go back. We're going to start with the starting position again. Take the ball off the rack. Remember our starting position. It's the same every time for our strike ball. Nice and relaxed, knees slightly bent, hand in the proper position, wrist firm, facing our target. We always walk to our target with a nice relaxed arm swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get another strike. Almost didn't, but we did that time. Another look at that from the right-hander's view. All right, now that we've made a good approach, remember, we paced off that extra half a step so that we could get the slide in there. You must slide for good balance. Balance is very important. Your knee must be bent, shoulders parallel to your target line, and right directly over your knee so that you can extend to your target with a good high follow-through for maximum roll on the ball so it drives into the pins to get those strikes we all really want to get. If you'll remember earlier in the program, I discussed that there are a 3-step approach, a 4-step approach, and a 5-step approach. I'm going to demonstrate all 3 of them for you, even though I feel, and most bowlers feel on the professional level, and good amateurs alike, that the 4-step approach is best for most people. I will show you the 3 and the 5-step approach along with the 4-step again, starting with the 5-step approach. The 5-step approach, of course, is just 2 more steps than the 3 and 1 more than the 4. You must stand back a little farther on the approach using your same target, though. You just move back another half a step because your first step in a 5-step approach is really only half a step. Starting with the opposite foot because it's 1 more step, same approach pattern, we're still balanced, relaxed, taking half a step, full step, right on through, good release, follow through for the strike. For the right-hander, it would look like this. All right, now we'll go into the 4-step approach. Again, remembering this is the one that we're going to teach, and it's the one that you're going to have to really pay close attention to with the push away with the first step again. Remember to go back to your original starting position, be relaxed. 4-step approach is 1, 2, 3, 4. For the right-hander, it would look like this. Now we'll go to the 3-step approach, which again is a very difficult approach to make and not one I would recommend for most bowlers. Now on the 3-step approach, we're going to have to move a full step up closer to the foul line. Remember, we're taking 1 less step. And here we go, 3-step approach. The ball must start before your feet. You push the ball first, then take your first step. Oh, that's tough to do. That same action in slow motion. This is what it looks like from the right-hand side. Very difficult approach, not one I'd recommend. Remember, we're teaching 4 steps. That's the one I want you to pay close attention to. Let's go back and talk about relaxation. The most important ingredient in the game of bowling, if you're going to do it well, is to be relaxed. By being relaxed, remember when we talked about bending the knees a little bit so you're relaxed in your stance to start with, keeping the weight of the ball in the opposite hand so that you can relax your shoulder, let the ball swing free from the shoulder with a good relaxed swing. A good relaxed arm swing creates a constant speed on the ball so the ball will do the same thing every time when you release it. Now also, with a good relaxed arm swing, you're going to get to the foul line at the same speed, which keeps your feet at a constant pace for good balance at the foul line. Now let's go into ball weight. The total weight of the ball, naturally, the maximum weight you can use is 16 pounds. And then naturally, because most bowlers use 16, they get maximum pin action. But some people can't roll a ball that weighs 16 pounds because it's too heavy. Now, if you can roll a ball that weighs 16 and get the maximum pin action, great. But some people can't, as I mentioned. So what they're going to use is a 10, 12, 13, 14, 15-pound ball so they can control the ball. You want to use the heaviest ball you can that you can control. If you can't control it, it doesn't do you any good. So try to use a ball that's comfortable for you weight-wise. You can get that through your pro shop. Talk to the pro at the house. He'll help you out there.